Hello, and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Here we are, and we're going to look at a beer today that is not Japanese, but is from that wonderful beer country, Belgium. Not just a beer country, but a country that makes wonderful, wonderful beer. And the brewery we're going to look at today is called St. Bernardus. St. Bernardus Brewery in Watteau, Belgium, which is in the Flemish area, Flanders. And they have kind of a complicated history. Apparently, in the early 1900s, the Trappists there left for France because of tax reasons. Not very clear exactly why, but they eventually they took up cheese making and then later moved back to France. A man named de Koning, who of course you may know the beer de Koning, took over their dairy and their cheese making. After World War II, de Koning was invited by the monks to start brewing, and he brought a Polish brewer to come who brought St. Sixtus yeast, which is the famous Westphalian strain. And they had a license agreement with Westphalian for a number of years, and the last one ran for 30 years, from 1962 to 1992, and then it unfortunately expired and was not renewed. So in 1998, though, they kind of renovated their facilities, and since then they've become quite popular, and you see their beers quite often around different areas of the world, including Japan. Certainly in America, you can find their beers quite easily. On Rate Beer, there are 38 beers listed, 30 different beers listed, and on Untapped, 27, but a total of over 1 million ratings, and the average is 3.82. And they make a number of beers, but their best known are their Wit or Blanche, Pater 6, Prior 8, Triple, Apt 12, and Christmas Ale. And those are the 6 most popular or best known beers from St. Bernardus. And I have reviewed the Christmas Ale, and I'll put a link to it in the description here. And I'll also put some pictures of the other beers right here, right now. And we're going to look at 3 beers from them in order: the Pater 6, and the Prior 8, and the Triple. So let's get ready to take a look at those. And here we have another beer from St. Bernardus, and that is St. Bernardus Prior 8. And this is classified as a dubbel, although I think it's pretty much on the high end for a dubbel. It's 8% alcohol, 23 international bittering units, so the alcohol is higher than the earlier one we looked at, the Pater 6, the dubbel from them, and the IBUs are a little bit lower, actually, yeah, so just a couple lower than the Pater 6 dubbel. This one is in the top 50 on Rate Beer for dubbel. It's actually at number 3. So the Pater 6 was number 35 when I checked, and this one is number 3 for that dubbel style. On Rate Beer, there are 3,371 ratings, and the average is 3.89, and 98 percentile for all the beers in the Rate Beer universe, and 100 percentile, as it should be if it's number 3, for its style, dubbel style. And on Untapped, 98,746 ratings, and the average is 3.71, a little bit lower than the Rate Beer ratings. I have had this before. It has been almost 10 years since I rated it, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, okay? All right, well, let's give this one a go. Here's, again, a very happy monk. He's got a glass to share with us. And let's see. So I was looking at the caps for this, and the cap for the Pater 6 and this one, they kind of resemble the old Westverlateran caps. And there is a connection, as you saw in the introduction to this, to Westverlateran. Okay. So you see how this one pours out. Very dark brown, somewhat translucent around the edges. Very dark, kind of mahogany sort of color. That's beer snob talk for reddish brown. And a kind of thin tan head, somewhat thinner than the previous one we looked at, the Pater 6. Okay, this is very rich fruitiness, maybe light prunes mixed with apples, maybe some dates. Okay, this one does have a heavier body than the previous one we looked at, the Pater 6, much heavier. Flavor's richer. Seems a little bit more foaming up in the mouth, more carbonated. We get a kind of hit of alcohol in mid-palate. Again, the flavors are quite similar to the aroma. Something like raisins, maybe dates. I want to say figs, but it's not quite that. Figs have more like a kind of a tobacco sort of note, and that's not really present here. This is rich fruit. So kind of a mix of apples and some darker dried fruit. And in mid-palate, the flavors kind of slip away towards the end. I rated this almost 10 years ago, and I gave it a 3.7 out of 5, and I might give it maybe the same or maybe a tick higher. Maybe 3.8. You know, it's very pleasant, very rich, and I can recommend this one very, very highly. Again, St. Bernardus Prior 8%, 23 IBUs. This cost me 398 yen at the store, and that would be, these days, I'm guessing around $3 or so. The yen has been tanking, and so this is, I guess, about $3. So expecting higher prices soon, and as inflation kind of hits, and the major brewers are talking about going up in September or October after the busy summer season, the hot summer season where they sell a lot of beer. They might start raising their prices in October. We shall see, but I expect that import prices will probably go up as well. That's it for today. I hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.